Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. How are you today? I'm fabulous, thank you. I start thinking too much sometimes. This morning, what was I thinking about? I was thinking about how I bet there's not a single one of you guys watching this right now, unless you're one of those stalkers who's keeping tabs of me, because you know what you've done. And I was thinking about how none of you would try to destroy another human. Would you? I don't think so. And who would do that? Someone who, it's beyond jealous. It's a wretched state. I think that would be the biblical term, is wretched. It's beyond jealousy. It's beyond depression or any of those things. That's different. This is the people that, in particular, one woman who I haven't decided whether to name yet, because it's like calling forth the devil, that has really started actual lies, like just straight up lies about me, and sometimes that rolls through my mind, and I'm of the ilk to forgive and to forget is power. And then I'm reminded, somewhere in my psyche, there's this, that, oh my God, how could someone be allowed to do this in this world? To just flat out lie about somebody's character and try to assassinate them. That's dark force. That's dark energy and mental illness, I'm sure. But not a mental illness that we can work with. I was wondering, so someone assassinates your character and then it's out there in the ethers. And so if someone were to say, let's just say your job, you wanted to get employment and doing what you do, say you're a spiritual counselor, and someone flat out with mental illness wrote something that was outrageous, a lie, and was character assassination, and that is out there. And so when someone is looking you up because they want to employ you to be a counselor at their center or to work with their parents, then they go and they would see, and they would probably not work with this person because they've been slandered, their character. So I just think that's it's a grave sin. It's a sin, and there are those of you who don't, believe in God, and you're an atheist, and at the same time, you must have a belief in something. There must be some belief in your life that would challenge your actions. And I know the word sin, it has a lot of religious overtones. And if there's another, I guess, offense, a grave, it actually is a criminal offense, and biblical. It is a grave sin, punishable by death. So, because what you've done is you've killed someone's character, you've murdered them, in a sense, their wholeness, their completeness, their authentic self, based on just fabricated lies. And I realize I'm reading this book by Ronan Farrow, Mia Farrow's son, called Catch and Kill. And I'm reading about social media and the tabloids and how they work and how they're all in bed together with the politicians, whoever gives them the most money. And My warm fluid now has its first impression, its pink impression. From me to you. Well, I won't go any further down that, but I am listening to this book, and it's so enlightening, and I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot. And this is stuff that 8 months ago that I didn't know and had no need to know and no interest, really. Because it didn't apply to me. I feel that once something applies to you, then you take a great interest. It's like when you get pregnant. Before you get pregnant, you're not going to read the book, What to Expect When You're Expecting. And as soon as you get pregnant, it's your Bible. So, there. That was one thing I wanted to just run out there and let it play in the wind and the breeze and deciding, like making that choice, because how you choose in life, what you choose in life becomes you. And I choose love. I choose forgiveness. I choose to forgive and forget. And I may not be able to forget immediately, and I'm still going to be processing and working on why this woman would come after other women. And I know that there's actually other women who are suing her for saying things that are lies and fabricating nonsense. And still, this woman that does this, she has followers. So, who needs that? If you go out and eat McDonald's hamburgers, which are factory farmed beef and animals that are tightly packed, they have cancer, they're not fed well, they're fed corn, that's not the natural diet of a cow. They're supposed to eat grass, that's had their calves taken away. They're very sad animals, they're abused animals, just like tying a dog to a tree and leaving them outside with nothing. They're big, soft, gentle animals, mammals that nurse and feed their babies. And, where was I on that train of thought? There I went, off on a tangent. And, come on, somebody bring me back. Something about mean people. Mean people. Why would a woman do that to another woman? Try to take her down. It has to be mental illness, right? There's some personality disorders out there, and you can't help yourself. It may start with jealousy, and then it becomes stalking, and then you have to go after them. There's an illness called borderline personality disorder. I have a family member with that. It's a very difficult one. There's no therapies, no medications for it. So if you're living with someone like that, it's tough. Okay. We haven't taken a deep breath yet. I took my deep breath. I went and meditated outdoors, and now I've decided that because I'm very expressive with my hands, I don't want to hold my phone anymore. So I'm going to try doing my morning meds in the closet. So what I did was I brought my wind chimes inside. It's a different set of wind chimes. I'll figure out a way to hang them up so they sound better. Right now they're clamping and clanging against my my fabulous accoutrements. I wore this in an opera. I played Earth. Wouldn't you know? I sure embodied that. So back at it here. I've got my warm fluid. Yes, my warm fluid is a dark roast French or Italian, because I like French and Italians. And France and Italy. And And I'm inside at one of my favorite sacred spots, which is my makeup counter in my closet. See? You've probably seen it before, but there she is. And I am very well organized. It may look messy, but it's the state of my mind. It's actually very organized. So, sit comfortably or lie down. It's up to you. Exhale. Relax your shoulders. And deep breath in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Relaxing your shoulders down. And your jaw. Things are going well for you, I hope. So what I want to touch on is something, if you've not heard of it, I want to do some book or audiobooks, actually, recommendations. For those of you who are waking up, wake up! If you're not woke yet, or even if you are woke, are you woke like me? Are you as woke as me? I'm woker than you. Super spiritual. There is no super spiritual. And you either woke or you ain't woke. Or you in the middle of waking up. But once you're awakened, there's no going back. It's you start to see things. The illusion just disappears like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, when the wizard wasn't this great and powerful Oz anymore. Toto pulled back the veil of illusion. Toto is her psyche, her spirit guide, and revealed that the great and powerful Oz, which is pretty much our overculture, the social media, our politics, all our institutions, educational, medical, when it was revealed that he was just a little old man from Kansas who didn't really know what he was doing, just stuck there trying to make the best of it. But she befriended it. And there's some books I want to recommend that have been fairly life-changing for me. I know I've told you that I had a divine transformational experience, otherwise known as a Kundalini awakening, like an instant. There is no one kind of Kundalini awakening. All I know is that I was instantly transformed from being unhappy and scared to being happy and brave. And I had a full body orgasm while burning in a fire. That was in 2006. So when that happens, it's not bliss. It's actually, what the fuck? What was that? And then you have to go out and seek, and you start on a path. It's called the path. It's a spiritual journey of finding out who you are, and your purpose and your mission. And just like Dorothy did in The Wizard of Oz, she went on the path, on the yellow brick road, and eventually she came home. And that was right there all along. So it's really just inside of you. But there's so many things, the overculture, that blinds you from finding who you really are and your mission and your purpose. So there's some recommendations that have been life-changing and altering for me. They're still my go-tos. One of them is Eckhart Tolle, Tolle. I have his boxed CDs from 10 years ago. I have them in my car. It's called The New Earth. He also did The Power of Now, but I like The New Earth better. And I still listen to him. I still listen to his voice when I'm traveling. He just has so many beautiful perspectives of the world. And one of them, I think, that if you're suffering, you really need to learn about the pain body and what is the pain body. And I'm not going to go into it because he does such a good job of explaining the pain body. He also talks a lot about the ego, not in the Freudian sense, but in the sense of it controlling you and being controlled by the ego, and how that ties in to pain and suffering. It's not you that's hurt and you that suffers and you that creates a drama. It's your ego, and your ego's need to be heard and seen. And yeah, I was talking about being seen and heard the other day, but this is different. I'm talking about your true authentic self being seen and heard and understood, not your ego self. Your ego self is the one that's arrogant, that the ego is the one that's insecure. So read Eckhart Tolle's The New Earth. Listen to it. His voice is just so soothing. Some of you say mine is, but woo, wait till you hear his. Doo, doo. The other one is Ruiz, Miguel, I think that's his first name, The Four Agreements. And that's a very short book if you want to read it. It's like a little Bible. You can underline things a lot. But Peter Coyote, who's just got a lovely voice, he's the narrator. And I love that one too. The Four Agreements. These are based on ancient Toltec, which is a different culture from ours. I think it's actually like a lost civilization. And the dreams. So the Four Agreements, if you do these four things, you're just going to live a more joyous life. One of them is to never assume. I'll give you an example. Someone posted a video of me with some other people. It was a bunch of people. It wasn't just me. And I loved it. It was so sweet. And then they took it down. And now I was left wondering, why did they take that video down? I really wanted to see it again. Was it me? Did something I said or did, or and I didn't know. So I assumed that maybe it had something to do with me that they took it down. But that's probably not true. There's like 10 other reasons. So if you're thinking it was you or something you did or said, you have no idea. So don't assume. The other one is to, and maybe I shouldn't give them to you, all of them in one day. Okay, I'll do one more. Be impeccable with your word. Oh, and that like wraps back around to the wretched people who are mentally ill, like that woman who just decided to go after me and just make up these horrible lies to destroy my character, which she can't do because actually I don't need to work. But if I did, that would have really hurt me. If I had children to support, that was super wretched, super evil to hurt someone and harm someone like that, like their livelihood. And I feel so sad for people that are at the wrecking ball end of someone, destroying their character. So be impeccable with your word. Say things that are impeccable. Everything that comes out of your mouth, watch what you're thinking, watch your thoughts, because those thoughts lead to actions, and which is another thing I want to just invite you to open your heart. Open your heart. Yes, I know. And there's been women who, I'm going to talk about some other women too. This other woman down in San Miguel de Allende named Sarah, who then went and got paid to say horrible things about me. She's another one of those wretched creatures who is a wannabe. And okay, stop it, Deb. Forgive and forget. Anyway, back to the good stuff. Open your heart and take action in that direction. Okay? So whatever leads and guides your heart, take action. I love you. I'm not going to let this run over 20 minutes. We could talk for days. Someday I'll do a workshop / talk retreat. For now, I am not unless you set it up. I don't like emails. So you set it up, get a hold of me, tell me where and when to be, and I'll show up. And we can just do questions and answers about life. So I love you. Namaste. The light in me sees the light in you, honors the light in you. And namaste. Namaste. I got a meeting today about my action I'm taking from my heart. Yeah. I love you. Mm.